So at today's meeting, it was very clear that all the evidence what we have is really so solid that somebody who is on a well-conducted therapy will not transmit the virus. And so there are really not any questions anymore, because once you have a very well-conducted treatment, there's no risk that you can infect somebody. Importantly, and for physicians, if they talk to their patients about you or not being infectious, it's important that physicians also clearly demonstrate with their non-verbal communication and also in the words that they are using, there is no risk. You don't have to be afraid. Once you have very well treatment that results in suppressed viral load, you're fine. It's okay, and it will remain so. So in that presentation, I, of course, as the first author of the Swiss statement, I had to start with the Swiss statement and discuss what the evidence was that we had in the past when we issued the Swiss statement. And the evidence was that we did not see a single case of transmission from somebody who was on treatment. Now, this evidence has continued. Now, 11 years later, we still do not have seen a single case of transmission. And that is a very strong evidence, because now if somebody would see somebody who has transmitted the virus while on treatment, this case would have been published, because everybody would like to falsify the Swiss statement, but it wasn't possible. And then I summarize all the evidence from prospective studies, and if you take all this together, all the prospective studies, 052, partners, opposites attract, all these studies, all of these studies found zero risk. And of course, you never know, could we be wrong, but when you take everything together, the risk that we have not detected a small risk always remains, but it's so small, it's far below 1 in 1,000 partner years. So that is a risk that is far below our normal daily risk. So you can safely say that there is no risk. We really have to do the job that physicians have to understand that this is really true and it has changed, and we have to believe it. We have to communicate it to our patients to tell them there is no risk. You can be safe about it, and in our communication, it's also important that we communicate this clear. Maybe it is clear there's no risk. And then I think the next step is that we have to make clear that people outside of this field of people affected by HIV and physicians, everybody should know. Other physicians, but also general population needs to know things have changed. There is no reason why you should be afraid of a person who is HIV positive on treatment. There's no risk. So, and that I think is important, that finally stigma, in the field of HIV and AIDS can be reduced. And stigma is still the remaining epidemic.